All right, not much time. Puppies at 90, what is it? 99.8% full. So we're going to get right into it. Happy Memorial Day, everyone. Thanks to everyone that, you know, did what they did for the country to get where we're at today. That being said, we're going to run some puppies. 99.8% full. Well, we get just 20-second clocks now, I think. All the other ones probably closed. That's where we're at. We're going to start doing, watch how fast they fill now. Waiting on 2 for the first one. We'll see how quick we rip through it if we can get another one done before it goes back on. Who knows with the way these are going? What's happening? Disbanded Brotherhood, Hartman. Hartman finally got in here for live. I don't know how many we'll get in before this thing fills, but we'll see here. Anybody we see in here? Isn't that Pat Carane at the 3-hole? Everybody cramming these in at the end, huh? All right, that's fun. Am I the only badgeless in here? Swimming in the sea of sharks. I haven't adjusted my ranks in a while either. Could be interesting, right? See how this goes. From the 4-hole for the first, maybe the only draft. We'll see how many of them fill. Thanks for stopping in, guys. I don't know how busy it is today. I don't know how many people got stuff going in, but I figured I'd do one real quick. I wonder if they're going to drop something else after the puppy. Honestly, I have no clue what they're going to do. I've still got some schnauzers left. I could run those depending on if this fills. I don't really have anything I have to do immediately. Supposedly in a couple hours, but I mean, we'll see if that gets there. Go for a little bike ride. Run up to my sister's house. She's barbecuing. I was going to cook a steak. Post it on Twitter for PPR Tyler. Save that for later in the week. I've got a good meat market about 5 minutes away where I can do that whenever. Am I going to get Justin Jefferson at the 4? Pat Crane going to make me, he's got to be auto drafting. Help the boy learn. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to have to do. Okay, so Crane's auto drafting, it looks like. Kind of figured that might be the case with some of these people. I don't see it. You guys recognize any of these other names? I do not. I don't take Bijan as much as I should, huh? Jameer Gibbs, maybe? Let's take CD. We're going to quit playing around. Are these all 30? Okay, they're all 30 seconds now. I was wondering if they were 20 or second. I hadn't seen. I saw that the slows had closed. I didn't see what if they were down to 30 seconds or just 20 seconds or if they had just hacked 8 hours away or what. I entered a couple right before. Sometime this morning I entered two puppies and 2 schnauzer slows, I think, because I wasn't sure when they were going to start closing up. We'll see how it goes here. Bijan and Gibbs from the 5-6. Aren't the first 7, I feel like, pretty much set in stone, and then unless people pull one of these 2 up, then this is just how it goes anymore. Whatever order you want of these first 4, and then kind of this little cluster. Seems like what it is. Almost everybody's red badged in here too. Am I like one of the only people doing this that's not even badged up, Hartman? I think I might be. Everyone else has at least got their black badge. I don't even know how soon I'll have mine. I might not even be it. But do you know what the numbers are you get them for? I forget. Somebody said something. Is it 1,000 and 1,500 maybe? I can't remember exactly. A little bit of a piss boy room from the turn. I was hoping Bowers would maybe make it all the way back here with CD. 1,000, you get it's 500 and 1,000. Okay, so I'm probably not too far from my black one, I would think, because I did like 200 last year, maybe something like that. I'm still learning, that's for certain. By ADP here, I doubt AJ Brown would make it there. It'd be nice though. Swear you can just you say something and it'll get picked when you're streaming. It's the way it goes. Do I take A-Chan here? It's kind of interesting if you do, huh? Also got JT and Bucky. As far as ADP goes, he's going to take A-Chan. I could leave T. Higgins for the corner. Let's go Bucky. Yeah, it might help, but I don't know. Sometimes I feel like people think you're going to do things differently because you know how people are always worried about pushing that, like they won't push the quarterback and stuff like that as much because they're afraid you're going to take a naked Burrow, which I understand, but it dictates what the room does a little bit sometimes. Just a little bit. Coming back here, wouldn't hate Terry. Pull up Mike Evans for the game stack there. Either one of those, if they make it back. This is always, you're always interested to see if Burrow gets pushed here, where someone will go with, or if he gets pushed here, who will be the one that bites on him, or if somebody will just jump on him over here. I would have liked to see Tyreek get all the way back around the turn there for the game or the bring back with Bucky, but that didn't happen. Man, Rashee Rice feels like a good pick there at 28, huh? He goes Terry there. I think I'm going to take Rashee then. I don't know if he's going to fall much further than that. Is there anything else I like here? Or the game stack? Now we'll take Rashee Rice and see what comes back. I think he's the one that's most likely to keep rising after the contest, so that's probably a good value on him there. It might be as low as he goes. I know there were some that were better than that earlier, but I feel like it's a good price on him. Puppies, I got $14 and 10 schnauzers. I'm telling you, I've been so busy lately. I got in the pre-draft, I did 75 pre-drafts, but then like right after the draft, I got so busy. So busy right after the draft. I'm talking like nonstop. Like you see me in the chats, that's when I'm at work. If I'm not here streaming, then I'm at work most likely. It's frustrating. I had a JSN one where he got all the way back here to the 3-4 turn, and I stacked him up with Tet right on the turn 2 days ago. I forget what it was. Yeah, I haven't really got it. That's why I wanted to just do some of these forward close just to get some more exposure, and I haven't got hardly any of them in. That's why I was curious what other contests they'd be dropping. Because I have not got much drafting in, which was definitely not my intent, but one guy quit at work and then the other one kind of quit or something. And so we went from 3 to 1 in about 6 months, me being the one. A lot of work to get done, not a lot of people there to do it. A little frustrating. Been grinding it out though. We're gonna get a good fall here. Would have liked Terry there for the game stack. He wasn't gonna let Pat Crane was not giving me the game stack, was he? Nah, you cannot have that. Thanks though. Now it's interesting. Do I bring up Pickens for a game stack there? We could do a lot of stuff here. Yeah, and I try to not let it do that, but it has been. I'm not going to take your Jaden Daniels here. See, this is what I think. If this guy's probably worried, like I'm just going to snipe a naked, which I mean, it's Jaden Daniels in the fourth, sure. And it is a bring back with my CD. So if it gets there, I probably have to do it. But it makes sense to do it this time. It's not like I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Like there's logic behind it. This is the stuff where I feel like if I'm the only one in this room, sometimes people do different things. Not all the time, but maybe occasionally. Won't even matter. I won't be doing that this time. Always going to leave me in a spot 8, and JMO was the other one I was thinking about, but I was thinking Pat Crane probably wanted him to get back there. DJ Moore there could take Hunter. DK Metcalf, good volume. Somebody gets if I do this, I guess I could force someone to take Hurts, right, if they want to in the turn. Someone probably will, but if they don't, then I'll just keep going on about it. It's still a good pick there. I always like when you fall into Devontae Smith here because these guys probably don't want Hurts because one of them wants Burrow. But I feel like if he goes Burrow, then he's probably more likely to go Hurts because of the game stack with Saquon. I'll push it a lot of times there and try it. See what happens. Comes back, he doesn't. Comes back or he doesn't. If not, I also have a bring back with Rashi Rice if I take RJ Harvey. Another one to think about because Cortland Sutton goes there. See, Burrow goes there, so this guy's more likely now to take Hurts. At least that's how it goes in my head. I think just because you try and get all the touchdowns from Philly. I set my own rankings, but then I draft a lot of times pretty close to ADP. I haven't adjusted mine in probably 2 weeks, though, so you can see, like, they're pretty close, but I was moving them around right after the draft to see like where the stacks were going to fall and stuff. Like I was playing with where JMO was lining up with Justin Jefferson and stuff like that. Does Pat's auto draft rankings take my Jalen Hurts? No, he takes Kittle. Maybe he's not auto drafting. I will take Jalen Hurts there. Seems like a good stack, right? For a 1-1-3-0. Okay. You sucked me in, guys. I'll do it. Seems like Jalen Hurts in the 5th is okay. Stacked with Devontae Smith. So I could also look for some Buffalo bringback pieces now in that game. Thought about RJ Harvey there, but I didn't want to go another running back so early. I've got other positions I can play. I feel like that's too good to pass up the stack there with Hurts in the 5th. Devontae Smith past ADP and then Hurts past ADP. I feel like you got to do it, right? And I feel like once I take Hurts here with these three, I mean, obviously, Crane's a good drafter. You don't win this thing by sucking. But with these other guys being good drafters too, they're either going to take him there. I'm kind of surprised this guy didn't. Maybe he's thinking he's going to push quarterback a long ways. Yeah, he does feel, especially now that the tush push didn't get banned. I was wondering, I thought Crane might go Hurts here naked just because he doesn't have Jaden Daniels anymore, but they can always push quarterback down. See, I wonder too if they think maybe I won't take Hurts there, or maybe they think I'll take another quarterback here soon and fuck it up or something. Just always stuff I'm thinking that maybe they're thinking. They very well might not be as well. But what's nice about getting this early Philly stack is your Buffalo bringbacks. Whenever you fall into one, you don't even really need a piece. You can just, if you take it, you can take it. You don't need to, I don't feel like. Debo, we do have Philly and Dallas. So, I mean, Debo is probably the correct pick if he gets here, right? I hate that. He's really okay. So at least he went. I wouldn't have wanted to take him. Like that's what I thought. I figured he must actually be drafting. Pat Crane, if you're watching, if you'd like a link to the stream, right? Look, that's gonna happen. All right, it's gonna get back to me. Most likely a running back pick here. I do have Khalil Shakir, but I don't think I'd want to take him yet. Nothing extremely correlates. I think Connor's just a good pick there, past ADP. I don't necessarily love Laporta at that price. We'll take Connor and pass it back to Mr. Crane. See, this is nice that I got people like Hartman in here that's paying attention to stuff like leg up ranks and know that he's not autoing. So that means that we're all playing the game right. I feel. It filled, the puppy did. That's why I figured I better get one in. I knew it was going to fill quick. I had literally time to get one in, about what I figured would happen. I'm always curious, like, okay, say right now you're drafting with Crane. Like, I wonder if his pick in the sidekick was Connor and if it changed to Laporta after I picked Connor. You know how stuff like the RTAs and whatnot go. I have made 3 diversions. I probably should take a wide receiver here. Question is which one? Khalil Shakir does correlate. That's probably the best pick, as much as I hate that. I don't see anything else in here I really like, huh? Not until you go down a ways. Right, that's what I was thinking because he already had Kittle. That was my exact thought that he went bully tight end. That's why I was like, wow, it really wanted him. I'm going to take Shakir just for the game stack, the bring back with Philly. I don't like Shakir, but he's a good floor play there too. If he fills the flex, he fills the flex. I probably should have good running backs coming back to pick through, or at least some. And obviously, I'm not playing with any of the quarterbacks here for a minute. Maybe Dak if it gets back to it, or Baker, but he'll probably get. I probably won't take Baker either for a minute. I don't usually want to take it until at least the 9th round if I take Hurts, I think. It's always dependent on what the room. Yeah, I was kind of surprised, like you said, to see Kerrang go bully tight end like that. So does that make it now where you have Bowers, McBride? I guess it is a bring back in his Minnesota game, so that makes sense. I can see why. I guess that is probably the next Detroit piece that's worth a shit other than Montgomery. So I guess I understand that pick a little bit more now that I thought it out. Are these guys gonna bury me in a wide receiver avalanche? It's not terrible. This was a little bit of a run, but then it swung back. So I don't feel so. This is the round where I'm curious what'll come back. Nothing to bring back there. I could dip into the tight end. Well, I could leave Hawkins. Crane's not going to take Hawkinson. Uh, if it falls into place, I'll probably take 2 pieces, maybe three if it came down to it. But I probably would want 2, and just depend on how it fell. I wouldn't want in that. I mean, I guess if it's going to be a shootout and the pieces I have are Devontae Smith and Jalen Hurts, I'm almost banking on that game being a passing game. So I could probably take 3 of the Buffalo receiving pieces and it wouldn't hurt my feelings. Or taking Ray Davis late, something like that. I'll try to build out a game, but obviously the Eagles are all gone. So I'm really kind of, tied into bringbacks at that point. Is there anybody else I like in this range? Probably one of those two. I feel like at this point, I'm just going to take Janu for the game stack, bring back with Bucky. And if Buka comes back, I'll take him. And that's why I thought Baker already went. So that way I can just, I'm in that game for 2 different ways, 3 pieces. And I'm just leaving it alone. I've got Buffalo pieces I can get for the other, I've also got other Washington pieces if I want to, a late bring back for the CD Lamb. Dak, if he gets into it, it also gives me a quarterback stack there with Tua. Sorry about that. Meant to have the board up. I apologize. Bad streamer. And then I left Hawkinson. I figured he'd get taken, but Crane can't take him there because he already took 2. Buka goes there, so I got to find another pick coming back now, right? Could be a running back in this range. I don't know what else I like much. If Cooper Kupp gets to 100, is that defensible pick? Never mind. That will not be a defensible pick. I think there's another running back that I will get here if Crane doesn't take him. I'm curious what the leg up ranks are on this guy. Yeah, I thought that was a little early on Caleb. That was the other thing I was thinking. He had Rome, just Rome. Maybe he thought, see, maybe he saw me take Hurts and thought I was going to take another one. The guy I was wondering about there was Cam Scatabo. I think that could be another late game to get into. I don't see anything else I like there. I'll take Scatabo there. 1-3-4-1 through 9. And see, like you said, the early Caleb Williams, sometimes I wonder, did he see me go Hurts and think I was going to take Mahomes or something real quick back? Because he hadn't gone yet? I don't know. I wonder if he just wanted to stack and be done with it. Puppy is full, so now we're going to have to find something else to do. Early Caleb, I'm not playing that game, though. I've got another 2 other quarterbacks I could take late if I need to. 3 if I want to get ugly. I think Rashid Shaheed's a good pick at his value too, just because of the way he spikes. You know, when he hits the box score, it's going to be big. Fields goes there. This is like the worst range in the draft, I feel like. I would think the Schnauzer, yes. I would imagine that probably fills quickly because there's going to be people that have nothing better to do. At least that's my thought. Is Dak just the pick there? What's their bye week? It's 10. I could be done with just the 2 if I take Dak. It's right at ADP. Do I try and push him around the corner? Where's Pickens at? Pickens is to my right. I could try and push Dak. I could try it. Let's see. Do I have any bringbacks in this range that I like better? Let's take Tyler Warren. I don't necessarily like the pick, but there's nothing that I want to see if I can push Dak and see if I can get him back in the next round. Because the George Pickens drafter is to my right. So I should be able to get Dak back to me. Unless somebody goes Dak Ferguson. Yeah, especially if you need a wide receiver. I didn't like it at all. Nothing in there. I didn't really need a wide receiver. Obviously, you'll always take one. But I wanted to see how these guys play the turn if I push Dak around. You're always worried, if they need the tight end. Like here, you could just go Dak Ferguson. This also opens me up to a late Anthony Richardson or one of the ugly Colts quarterbacks if I want it. That was kind of why I wanted that pick there. I don't think it's great, but I don't know about the Indy wide receiver room at all, and whoever it is might just pepper him with volume. Trying to see who else these guys might take. He goes Christian Kirk was the other one I thought about. Rashad Bateman. I don't think that Kerrane goes Dak there. I don't believe it makes sense. Only at 4, kind of behind at wide receiver, but I have some other stuff I can bring back later too. Like I said, I've got those Buffalo pieces for bringbacks. He goes ETN. Give me my Dak stack, and we'll go on about our business. 9 and 10 probably done at quarterback. Got both CD stacked with Dak and Jalen Hurts at pick 52, stacked with Devontae Smith at pick 45. Now we can see what falls to us. We filled out the roster pretty well. I mean, as far as like your bye weeks are pretty well. I've got Rashi Rice and CeeDee Lamb both on a week 10 bye, so I'm going to need some more spike week wide receivers for that. But the rest of the roster is pretty well spaced out over the bye weeks. Can just get some spike week guys and bring backs. I also have both Jake Ferguson and Dallas Goedert if I want to take my third tight end and be done there. I hate taking 3 tight ends early, but the way this team is built out, it might be the way I have to do it. This year especially, I do not like 3 tight ends early. Just seems like there's so much better value at the end of the draft. Where did Jordan Love go? Did he not go yet? Maybe this is the range where you see Tucker Kraft and then Jordan Love on the bring back. Kincaid goes there. Would have been one of my thoughts maybe for a bring back, but I've got both the other tight ends that I can play with here. Really what I got to do is, much as I hate it in this room, is probably catch up at wide receiver. He takes Kincaid and Goddard. Right. They're right at it. And see, they both, and Goddard goes there and Ferg's there. So it's like I spent early at Jonnu for the bring back in the Tampa game with Bucky. But yeah, see that happened there. This would be the quarterback pocket right in here. But I think, see, I have both Dallas pieces there too. Quentin Johnston is also a spike week if I need a wide receiver there. Yeah, that's I would think so too if he's over on that corner. Josh Allen right there, yep. So he takes them both. And Ferguson goes right there. Yeah. So that's helpful. At least I can push tight end down now. I don't have to worry about it. Jalen McMillan, is that enough of a fall? Ew, not yet. We're only at ADP 140. Probably going to take QJ and then maybe Jalen McMillan. Any other wide receivers in the range I like? Not really. And especially with correlation. That's an interesting pick, isn't it? I do feel like I should get a wide receiver here. And having Dallas already, I think QJ is probably the correct pick, or Josh Palmer. I don't think anybody wants naked Josh Palmer. That'd be my guess at this point. It's just a floor play. QJ, I would think, is a better spike week guy. Just the way they play on the field. And we've seen it. Yeah, I think that's probably the correct pick there. Doesn't correlate other than week 16, but with where the wide receivers were, I mean, you can see where we're at. Hollywood Brown, Marvin Mims, Bateman, Josh Palmer goes. So maybe Crane was thinking the opposite of what I was, and maybe that's why he's won it and I haven't. Still think this should probably be a wide receiver pick. Ugly range for a wide receiver. Ray Davis does correlate for a. That'll probably be the pick if he's there. Ray Davis goes to Pat Crane. Of course, see how it works? All right, I do have DJ Giddens in that bring back if I want the running back there. Is there anything else in this range I like that correlates? Austin Eckler with both bring backs, huh? Probably the better pick. At that point, yeah. Still would like to get more receivers, but I've got, high-end wide receivers. I'm going to have to pepper some at the end, definitely. Yeah, he's always – but thing is, with Thielen, I'm at so much. 30% Adam Thielen. So, yeah, I know all about getting boxed out and ending up at Adam Thielen late. What I was thinking is I can just bring back some of the other Dallas wide receivers if I need to and play the Dallas offense is actually good. Still have Tolbert and Turpin if I need them later. Right. You could tell I've been down this road before. I just knew in this room, wide receivers down here were going to get picked apart. You know what was worth it. I just took Eckler for double correlation there. Still only at 5 wide receivers. Don't like that, but I'm probably done at quarterback. Maybe at tight end as well. And this will be a 5 or 6 running back build, so I can definitely hammer some wide receivers. If I find a running back or a quarterback that correlates late, maybe, but I doubt it. Probably done it too. Still got the Keenan Allens and Pat Bryants of the world's down here too. They don't correlate, but Ertz if I want our tight end. Yeah, we know where we're at, I think. We've seen this story before. Pull the board back up for the video watchers. If Thielen gets back, you just finish your last one. You got 120. That's a pretty good number there, Hartman. I think if Thielen gets to me, I'm taking him here at 165. When you need a wide receiver and he's there, shit. I mean, what are we talking about? Cedric Tillman, too. And he actually has. I don't know if I like that as much. Wandale, I do have. Actually, it's going to be Thielen or Wandale here because I have game correlation with Cam Scatterbill. We'll see who we get left. Don't hate Cedric Tillman there. Okay, he goes Wandale. I think Thielen is probably just because I need points for sure, and I feel like they'll get. I trust that offense more than I trust Cleveland, which is a weird thing to say. That you actually trust the Panthers offense more than Cleveland. Did I take anybody that was in that game over here? I don't think so. Bryce Young did go right before I thought he went. I'm not even trying to stack him up. I just wanted good wide receiver play. I wonder if Keenan Allen is another good one to take right here when you're late and haven't taken much wide receiver yet. Tillman goes there. I wonder if Curran goes Keenan Allen here. He's got Cam Ward, so he might be playing more into the Tennessee game. Do I have any bringbacks in this range? I don't think so. He goes Alec Pierce. Do I take by ADP? Pat Bryant's still there. I don't have any correlation with him, though. I don't know that I like anybody in this range. Nothing correlates. Maybe I just take Jalen Coker for my week 16 Tampa Bay game. I think that's what I'm doing. So I've got 2 pieces of that. And I'm up to 7 receivers. I don't feel like I'm caught up at wide receiver, but I feel like I'm respectable at wide receiver now. Have Aominer ranked really high? Is it leg up you're talking about? I would think so. Well, I wonder where he's at. So I've got him at like 184 versus. So I've got him just a little bit past this range. Yeah, I had him in this range too. I really want to go through and change my rankings and stuff too. I figured it was leg up when you said that. Rico Dowdle, Pat Bryant. Thought about taking Pat Bryant, didn't correlate with any of the games I had. So I feel like at this point, I'm just trying to stack more things out for either week 16 or 17. Could find more Buffalo. I didn't really end up in any Buffalo pieces other than Khalil Shakir, did I? They all got taken randomly by, I was pushing them around back over to the Josh Allen drafter. I could be open to anything down here, I guess. I'm in a 2472. Yeah, I usually like a Torrey Horton or Elijah Arroyo, MVS, something like that. Stuff like that. That's like the range I usually think in those bringbacks. Let's see, the Dallas ones all to be correlated, so they can go. I'll just leave the Seattle ones up there. So we'll see where they fall. I was thinking if Will Shipley gets back, I'd probably take him at this pick for my game correlation and with Hertz. I don't know that he'll make it back here. Guess it depends who's using what rankings, right? Isn't ETR that? No, I think it is leg up that has Shipley real high. Can I stop at 5 running backs there if I take Shipley? Probably, huh? Yeah, I think he's a good value in general too. I think I'll take him for the game stack if he gets there. I also have Anthony Richardson if I went with Tyler Warren, which I feel like, man, in the 16th round, right? Tough to not do there. I don't think he'll make it back either. Hmm. Right. That's what I'm saying. I know he's got. All right. Let's think here. I'm going to put Richardson top of the queue. He's got Burrow, Geno. This guy's got nothing. I feel like the correct pick there is Anthony. I don't like 3 quarterbacks, but I feel like Capital's right to do it. And I have him stacked with Tyler Warren, so I guess it makes sense there in a game stack way, right? Neither. That's what I think. So it's either Shipley or, and I'm thin at running back, but I can take one coming back if he doesn't come back. I also have DJ Giddens if he comes back, which is kind of interesting, right? That's why I played it the way I did. We'll see how the turn goes over here. I wasn't sure if a third quarterback. Okay, Giddens goes there. So maybe that. It's always interesting when you get to the end of this and Shipley goes there. We'll have running backs down here. Rashard Smith, KC game with Rashi Rice. I don't think there's a Jaleel McLaughlin. No. Probably Brashard Smith here. God, that's late though, isn't it? I don't know if I like it. Maybe Jarquez Hunter, but he doesn't correlate. AD Mitchell. I feel like this has got to be a running back. Probably Jarquez Hunter. I'm kind of surprised that Pat passed on him. Good to see you, who? I figured you had some stuff going on, smoking and grilling your chicken today. I decided I'm going to put back the steak till later in the week. I've got the meat market 5 minutes away. I checked one of my propane tanks is half full. The other two are empty. I'll take them back and fill them when I go to work tomorrow, and then I'm set for a while. I wanted to get in here and rip some puppies before it filled, but like our friend Hartman over here said not long ago, that the puppy just filled. It was somewhere in there. Somewhere in the comments. I was scrolling up, didn't see it. Currently at a 3.572. Take a tight end in the last pick or another running back. I don't hate either one. Maybe Tolbert if I feel like just dumping onto my Dallas stack. Jalen Lane's fun for a bring back in both games, isn't he? I've been yapping. Yeah, Hartman's good for some yapping, but it's good yapping. We like Hartman's yapping. It's quality yapping, so don't change a thing. I wonder if Jalen Lane's a good pick there because he correlates with both games, right? Be a 3-5-8-2 if I do that. I feel like I spent capital at tight end, caught up at wide receiver. Running backs are a little thin, but it's a thought, right? Tolbert for the game stack. Is the game stack better? Is the question. One of those two. Yeah, and I know I have 3.8 and 7.7% of each. I think I'll just take Jalen Lane there. It's still less than half the field, or right at, half the field. Something different. Unless Mr. Smolateris, is that how you say that? Unless he wants to take him. He does get to pick before me, so that's well within his rights. Auto drafting. He's at 3.383. I would think he'd take Jerome Ford there. Jordan James. Okay. Jalen Lane for the bringback. So it ends up 3-5-8-2. Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott, Anthony Richardson, Bucky Irving, James Conner, Cam Scatterbo, Austin Eckler, both bringbacks in our games with the quarterbacks of Dak and Jalen Hurts. Jalen Lane the same way. Khalil Shakir in the week 17 bringback against Philly. Quentin Johnston in the week 16 bringback against Dallas. CD stacked with Dak. Tyler Warren stacked with Anthony Richardson. Not overly stacked, but I felt like good values where I got him. I mean, Anthony Richardson, what was that? Anthony Richardson at 189. Yeah, that's what I figured. That's probably true as well. Richardson at 189 is pretty good value. I felt like that was good there for as long as I pushed him. I don't know if three quarterbacks is right there taking Hurts when I did, but I didn't. The other ones were past ADP as well. Bucky at ADP, Connor 2 picks pass, Cam Scatterbo after ADP, reached up on Eckler for the game stacks. Jarquez Hunter took late. CeeDee Lamb just past ADP, Rashee Rice at. Pretty chalky draft other than getting Hurts in the 5th, past ADP, and Devontae Smith past ADP in the 4th, and the fallen Anthony Richardson, but there's a little bit of uniqueness there. Name this one last. Puppy. All right. Who we see? Anybody still watching? Sure. Let's do another. What do you guys want to do? Put in the chat if you want to do something. I'm open to do another one while we got people here. If you guys want to do something, we can do weekly winners. There's still schnauzers, eliminators. We can run a BBM. I kind of don't care. If there's something, I'm going to get a drink real quick. Put it in the comments. I'll be right back. It's not in there. I thought it was in there. No strong preference for Hartman. Apparently, at some point in time, I lost my coffee cup, so I don't know where that's at. I guess, well, no strong preference. Weekly winners. You know what? Schnauzer's going to fill probably pretty quick. 77.4. Sure, let's do a Schnauzer. Oh, waiting on 11. Got you guys a fresh room. If you were in one, you can back out, join this one. We've got Chris the Candyman from the Fantasy Football Garage in here. Ripping drafts. What's happening? Hoping you're having a good Memorial Day. Let's see. Do I have another? I don't think I have another good intro for this. Or another good overlay for this. No, that's probably the best one I got. Thought I had another good overlay. Let me see. No, maybe I didn't. I thought I made another overlay, but I guess I did not. Nope, I didn't. Sorry about the tease there. 20-second, yeah. 20-second, 20-second schnauzer. Thought I made another overlay this morning. Maybe I didn't save it. 20-second schnauzer. Now I guess I put that in the just because, well, can't do any more puppies because they're full now. So we'll be doing this here for a few. Well, I got you guys watching. If you can, like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Some of you guys probably have. Or if you like, if you have your own channel like Hartman does, like the Fantasy Football Garage does, comment on the video afterwards. And if anyone clicks on your YouTube channel name, it will post a link to your channel. We figured this out through a little trial and error. I thought it was in the comment section of the live stream. It's actually on the comment section after the video. So do that, and we can spread our community that much better. Waiting on 3 for 20-second schnauzer. The community is actually growing too. Like, it's damn near where you can see this stuff 15 hours a day already. So we'll probably get it there to where it's damn near 24/7, I think. Maybe by like July. I don't know. You'd think that these would fill a little bit quicker now, right? With the puppy being, maybe everybody's actually finishing up their puppy drafts right now. So it'll take a few minutes to fill. I figure there must have been at least like 3 or 4 of us that jumped in because it went from 11 to 3 and then just stalemated. I think if we hang tight for a minute, though, somebody will get curious and want to jump in here. And we're off on a 20-second schnauzer. Any of you guys get in here? We got Hartman at the 7 spot, Pepper Tony at the 10. Yeah, that's true. Probably a lot of people maxed as well. Anybody else? I think there's only 2 I see is Hartman at the 7 and Pepper Tony at the 10. That I recognize off the top of my head. Anyone else that's in here, if you're lurking in the chat, if you'd like me to go over your team afterwards, if you just want to lurk, that's fine too. Be a lot cooler if you didn't. I don't care. Do whatever you want. You guys, I will leave the overlay up for the time being. You guys can see some of my percentages and stuff there. I'm actually the one that I'm really have not got at all in some of these contests is Gibbs, just the way the board falls. But see, like this room compared to my last one, Hartman, how was there 6 badges in here? Sure. Let's take some Jahmyr Gibbs and change it up just for fun, right? Saquon at 4, you can have him. These schnauzers, you figure it's only a 20 max, so it's like you can do something you don't do in the other tournament. Is that 20 max? I think is what it is in these. Gibbs is the only top 3 you have over 8%. Yeah, I don't get him as much just because I end up taking CeeDee Lamb, I think, where he falls. So I just have like no exposure to him. But I've only done, like I said, 20 or 30 pre-draft contests. So you're at the mercy of the board too. Pepper, Tony, and Hartman are the I don't recognize anyone else in here, I don't think. I don't know. It's getting pretty nice out there when I looked. That might be the last one I'm doing until later on today. I might have to go for a ride. Get out and touch some grass today, guys. Might be good for your soul. I don't know. I'm just saying that because the puppy's closed and you probably can't do that anymore. I have lamb at 20%, but I don't have much beef. That's fair. Yeah, see, and I had like what was it? In just the I mean, look at 26% Jefferson in the post draft contest and 7% Chase. So it's like when I wasn't taking Chase, I was taking Jefferson. CeeDee Lamb 3.8. So it was really, I was just getting a lot of picks early. And like last year, I ran so pure on 101s with Christian McCaffrey. What could go wrong? So that's why I'm like, okay, what's going to happen with Justin Jefferson this year? Then I'm at like 20% post draft already. Genty goes there, so he will be able to get, was it Amon-Ra and BTJ if he wants him? Ran pure, right. 20% CMC, felt pure. Great. I'm getting this guy at 101. Plays what, like 12 snaps all year or something? Felt awesome. Let me tell you. Yeah, that is true. I'm thinking you're probably 100% right that most people probably max this already. But I think I've still got like 10 more or something. So I'll just randomly fire up a stream every now and then and do one. I don't care. Nothing better to do. Currently, anyhow, I got out and rototilled the garden this morning, cut the grass, got it back in good working order after the rainstorms we had for the last month, it felt like. Jahmyr Gibbs, do I take a double running back start? It feels bad, right? Couldn't get Jahmyr Gibbs and JT. What else do I want to get into here? Do I want to take a double running back start? Let's do something different, right? That'll be unique. Everybody else is doing it. Why not? Yeah, I got some grass touching out of the way nice and early today. Jahmyr Gibbs and Bucky, double running back start. I never do anything. I usually, 99% of the time, you will not see me start two RBs. He goes Terry McLaurin. Man, T. Higgins feels like too good of a value to pass up there. I really wanted Tyreek for the game stack, but I feel like I kind of got to do that just because of the value. And I can play quarterback later if I have to. I wonder what he's going to do if he's going to take. I'm going to try and push him. I feel like these two picks were. I feel like I got like a half of a free pick there because like these two usually go over here, so I got one of them there and then one that wouldn't normally make it back. Should probably be a little bit unique. Now the question is, do I have to take Burrow if he gets here just because it's unique with Bucky and Jahmyr? Always these thoughts in your head, random stuff playing these best ball games. I still feel like with one you got to push them. Maybe if it was here and you had them both, then I'd stack them. Both one, I'll probably push them. Just sucks that all the other pieces go pretty early. Like for instance, Trey McBride. I wonder if he was going to try and get T. Higgins to come back to him. Yeah, you feel like after this wide receiver range. I know and especially because all the badgeless are over here. They probably won't touch them, so it could maybe that this is where it's risky. I don't think anyone over there will touch it, but it's this guy here, and this is the whole badgeless versus badge thing we're talking about. This is also a smaller contest, so maybe it's worth just taking Burrow, with a 20 max and having that stack with Higgins because you're already unique with two running backs. Like, this is probably not going to be a running back pick here. So hard to take 3 early like that. Seems like in these smaller contests too, the elite quarterbacks will fall up here in the third more than wrapping around into the fourth. Wide receiver well drying up pretty quick again, huh? JMO for a Detroit game stack. Yeah, see, I really don't like the spot you get into if you're from when you go double RB from the left side of the board, you end up in a weird wide receiver spot. JMO or DK Metcalf there. I'm going to take DK because he's 16 game stacks with the Lions, where I already have Jahmyr Gibbs. And then we'll see what comes back. Yeah, I feel like it's way easier in the middle because you can catch the falling values, but from if you're like in the first 3 or the last 3, it's way tougher because it's a long time when you need some value to come back to you. Waddle's a thought there, isn't he? Yeah, why not? We'll pull him up. I'll give the guy here his Jalen Hurts stack if he wants him. I let Kittle go to there. But I thought Waddle there for my bring back with Bucky because he'll never make it back. And I need a wide receiver anyhow. It's only a 4 or 5 pick reach on ADP. 6. He goes at 57. I took him at 51. But it's a bring back in that game. Nothing else in that range that I really like. The only other one I would have taken maybe would have been JMO, but he didn't make it to me. Cortland Sutton, I guess you could take. Let's see. No, because they have Jacksonville and Kansas City. I don't even like that pick there. I think Waddle's probably the best pick in that range. Just because you stack that game up. And it's probably not so common if his ADP is here that he gets pulled back here and pairs up with Bucky. At least that's my thought process. That also opens us up for Tua if we need a quarterback later because we're not getting a quarterback anytime soon for T. Higgins. We are currently in probably the Aaron Rodgers and Tua sweepstakes. Calvin Ridley probably won't make it back. Godwin for the game stack. No, I don't have that. I was thinking that was last draft. I had Philly. Right. That you know what I'm saying? Like pulling him up there because if he falls that late, I doubt if he's 56 or 57, I doubt he ever comes back here. So the only way you're going to get that combo is to pull him up. Especially in a time box like this. Godwin goes there. He would want to I didn't think he'd come back, but it was worth a shot. So I still would like one of these next 2 picks to be a wide receiver. Judy would work there. Judy's probably the pick if he gets there. Just because I get week 17 correlation with Pittsburgh. Juwan goes there, so it's either Judy here or who is my next wide receiver? Okay, Judy does fall. I'm going to take him there. 2-pick fall on Judy. I'm going to take that and not even think about it. Yeah, I hope that's right with Waddle. I don't know. It's a little bit of a reach, but I feel like that's correct for what I can stack game wise. I was thinking about what comes back, unless you pull up Addison. It's Addison or Waddle that you pull back up here. But I think a lot of times Addison will probably get stacked with Amon Ra. I guess that's the other way you could do it is pull Addison up. Do I still need wide receivers? Probably a range where I should grab one. I think. Is there anything in here I like? By ADP. Stephon Diggs or Jacoby Myers? I think Diggs there. Opens me up to another quarterback fairly soon. Ricky at 64 over Juwan. Oh, he took him before. Yeah, that's a nice one. Because aren't they flipped in ADP? Doesn't Juwan go first? Juwan is 65. Yep, 73. So yeah, he does go. That's nice. I like that. I didn't even notice that till you said it. I wasn't playing in that game at all, so I wasn't really thinking about it. But yeah, he flipped him, pulled him up there. Let's see who else wants to play in the scrubby quarterback game that I'm playing right now. Oh, my bad. Didn't mean to leave your comment up there, Hartman, for an hour and a half. We're definitely in the Tua, pick your quarterback for Cleveland, and Drake May. Drake May is probably the optimal quarterback if he makes it back that we want to get to here. Baker Mayfield, if he's there, could still stack him with Bucky, I guess. Doubt he'll make it back, but it's a thought. Have all the other Tampa receivers gone? Not Ibuka. The one that's in the range that I care to think about. Ricky at 64 over Juwan. Yeah, that's pulling the young kid up, isn't it? Did he stack him at all with just naked Patrick Mahomes, huh? Okay. And this is the stuff I'm talking about where when you push stuff in a room with badgeless drafters, that's what you get. Not even any correlation, is there? I'm not saying I haven't done it when I didn't know what I was doing. Do I have to take Baker Mayfield if he's there? Ibuka goes there. So wow, I'm only stacking him with the running back if I do it. Do you have an idea though? Just because it's the same thing in that game. And his ADP falls in line. Jonnu again. Do I like Jonnu that much? Interesting thought, isn't it? Cooper Cup there. Yeah, it's two pieces of the Miami offense. I think that's the way to do it with Bucky. Could be wrong, but I think. And then this guy, does he have? He just goes naked, Baker Mayfield. Okay. I maybe should have got my game set. But yeah, I see that. That's why I was like, how can you not take some running backs in that range? I was watching what you were doing. I was like, okay, he's getting a bunch of running backs, but I'm at the point where I couldn't even. I'm not even thinking about running backs currently. Dalton Kincaid. I don't want to forget about Drake May, but I also don't want to take him there. What I wonder is, what's his ADP? 121. Should I pull them both up and see if I can get him next round? It's a thought, isn't it? We'll see if we can keep people out of it. Because he would probably go back here, but I wanted to see if I could get one more and get it should keep people out of that game because I already have Diggs. It's a little bit of a reach. I mean, yeah, I'm reaching up like 20 picks or whatever. That's fine. Yeah, I would think I get him. I was just worried about somebody on the turn taking both of them. Like over here at 108, you know what I'm saying? And just pulling them up from this side of the board because I know I've done that. Thought about Trey Harris there too and getting into the Chargers game later. But I'm really thinking I wanted to play the get a quarterback here before they're all gone game because I feel like there's going to be a run real quick here. Might be an Aaron Rodgers team here, huh? Depending on where, I don't know, what's Tua's ADP. It'd be interesting to see where he falls too. Those are the two other ones that I have right now. Yeah, unless I want to play with Cleveland. Those are the two only known commodities I have right now. Interesting spot. Well, that's why you can do a bunch of these, right? Play around with them and see where it goes. Yeah, I'm only, a little bit of a reach there when he comes back because he's at 124. So really, I'm pushing him up here and then I'll take something else there. But yeah, like, I mean, look at what the wide receivers are there. That's why I didn't care about reaching up there to take Kyle Williams, especially when I'm behind a wide receiver. He's my sixth, but Diggs is my fifth. So it's like Hill Drafter is directly next to you with no QBs. Yeah. Yeah, I was already thinking that he's probably not going to come back when I push him. That's why I wanted to get into Drake May. That way, at least I can play with a Cleveland quarterback or Aaron Rodgers later. So at least I have one quarterback until I can figure something out. Especially because I knew Justin Fields would probably go somewhere in here. Pepper Tony takes him at pick 111. Pretty good pick there. Is there anything in here I need before Drake May? I've got the double stack. I want to push him around the corner, but I'm afraid somebody will do something stupid if I don't. So I'm just going to take him there. This guy's got just Burrow and this guy's got just Baker Mayfield. Not that I think that's a good pick to take, but you can backstack him. So I don't, it's possible that someone does it. What's his buy? 14. So he could fill some buys depending on how long. Just because it game stacks, I don't necessarily like Ramondre, but I am kind of in the New England bet there. So maybe he's getting goal line work. I think Hartman had Henderson, didn't he? Yeah, he did it at 79. So he's in the Rams and Chargers game. That's why, okay, you took her. So I wasn't button heads with you. Good. That's why I was thinking about Trey Harris with my pick back there. I'm glad I didn't do that because we'd have been fighting each other that way. CJ Stroud, did he get stacked up with anyone? With Jaden Higgins, at least? Okay. So yeah, Drake May, and then probably not going to see a quarterback again for a minute because I don't think Tyreek Hill drafter is here with Bo Nix, and that's it. Yeah, we'll see if he takes him. If not, then I'll take two at one. What was this 147? If not, nothing could go wrong with four rookie RBs. Nothing at all. They definitely all couldn't suck. I mean, what could go wrong taking Bucky at 22? That's what I feel like every time I take him in the second round. I'm like, yeah, he had a great last year, but I don't believe his role is like bulletproof or anything, you know. It's still that backfield could still be a three-headed monster. Yeah, same thing with Cohen. I think the offense will still be good. I just don't think it's going to be as good. Like as a whole, I believe in Baker way more now probably than I ever have. But you lose Cohen, I wonder. Is this guy going to take? He didn't take him there, so I should push him around the corner because Tyreek Hill is right here. If he doesn't take him, this is the guy that determines how ugly my quarterback situation will be. He takes JJ McCarthy. All right, I'll push him around the corner. I guess then. I do have Rashad White. Oh no, I have Bucky though. Did that make it happen? All right, got another receiver that I wanted down there. I hate QJ, but I'm way below on him anyhow. What am I at on the field in QJ? Yeah, my last two drafts were the only two I've taken him. Yeah, more running concerns for sure. I want to see if Tua makes it back here. I would think he does because the Tyreek drafter is right there. Sweet. Stole a free receiver out there with Tua. His ADP's after this, but like you said, the Tyreek drafter is immediately to my right, so I can't do it because he will go right there or on the way back, one or the other. This is at Omega GM. This is actually a 30-second schnauzer because the puppy filled. I did my last puppy and then we just jumped in this because there was people in here. So it was the last thing. It was just one more thing I could do before I got out of here. That's kind of what I thought. I just was in a receiver spot there where I was like, I just honestly reached for a receiver and grabbed one. Doesn't even have any correlation. Probably stolen from you, didn't I? Didn't even think about it. Whoops. Yeah, sorry about that, Omega. It was just kind of last minute. I probably could have left QJ for you. Didn't think about that. But you're probably enough invested in that game. You don't even care. You got Jalen Nolan and other stuff on the bring back. I was more concerned about what I was going to take after pushing to get Tua back here. Well, they're bye weeks. I don't even know that. 14-12, that's good enough where I'm done at two quarterbacks now. Enough of that game stacked out. Yeah, I think we're good. Yeah, that would be a way slow. That'd be like if I did a slow draft and was just telling people to draft fast, right? No, we did a puppy, 20-second puppy, and then a 20-second schnauzer. I might fire up another draft later tonight. I'm gonna run, I think, to my sister's house. She's supposed to be grilling here in about an hour and a half, so might as well get up on some grub and then I don't know, watch some of these fantasy football underdog drafts while I'm there. Fire them up on the outdoor TV, and then maybe come back here and do another one of knives. I don't know. What do you? Uh, if you guys have anything left that you want to draft later, let me know. I like it. I like what you're doing there, Omega. If you want to do something later, leave it in the comments here in the live chat or afterwards, and we'll see what we can get into later. Because I'm pretty open. I have anything, whatever to do. I don't have like other than what's closed. All my contests, I'm nowhere near maxing anything, so I can do whatever. But have a good one, Omega. Thanks for stopping in. Do me a favor, smash the like, sub if you haven't, but you most likely have. Share it with your friends. All this stuff is helpful growing the community here. We are in a Patriots and Miami build, but we also have a Bucky Irving bring back. If I want a third quarterback later, I could take Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, weekly winners that's a tough gig to win that boy, ain't it? Dylan Sampson, a fun pick there, huh? Also Gesicki in the game in the week 16. I kind of think I need another running back. And that gives me Pittsburgh correlation week 17. So sure, come on down. Dylan's, I'm curious with the running back room outside of Judkins in Pittsburgh. What's going to happen? Is it going to be Ford or Dylan Sampson? That's the whole Cleveland running back and QB room. Running back and QB room is interesting to me, anyhow. Maybe you guys have inside information that I. Is that a Mike Gesicki pick? Is it a Mason Taylor pick? I do have New England in week 17. Okay, you sucked me into some Pat Fryermuth. I got enough Mason Taylor. I got 7% down here. I have a ton of him pre-draft. Don't have much Fryermuth. I feel like he's probably on his way up recently after the Pickens trade. And I'm in that game if I feel like taking Aaron Rodgers later. Yeah, like Quinshawn's the one I definitely feel best about, without a doubt, feel best about. There's another correlation piece I could tack on. And then I guess Aaron Rodgers if I want to take my third quarterback. And that would get me to, if I find a tight end in here, 3-5-7-3, wouldn't it? Right, like how it was supposed. I don't think Jalen Wright. Maybe I should have taken Jalen Wright there, huh? Debatable, right? Definitely debatable. I kind of wanted to stack that out for my third quarterback, though, I think. Just because I waited so long. Like, reached on Drake May, but double stacked him, and then took two double stacked with Jonnu and Waddle. If I can get them all double stacked, I'll feel better about that. Actually didn't end up terrible other than the random Quentin Johnston pick just because I ran out of time. Wish there was better correlation anywhere in there. Would have been a great pick last draft. We'll see what comes back to us here. A lot of this range in here, I feel like, is all the contingent upside running back handcuffs. Braylon Allen, Eckler, Roshan, Tank Bigsby, Dylan Sampson. Right. And I have DK Metcalf too. So I figured it's week 17 with Judy and with Dylan Sampson. So that was one way I could do that. Does Mason Taylor come all the way back and I get both tight ends? That'd be pretty wild, wouldn't it? I did not think he'd come all the way back. I'd like that for a 3 tight end build, huh? And then I'm done at tight end. Find another running back in Aaron Rodgers if Mason Taylor makes it. Kind of surprised he made it back that far, right? Oh, the pick before me. See you talk about it. Could also go Harold Fan in there. That's fun. I don't have. Oh, I tried to get to Devin Neal. Damn it. It was too late. He might wrap around the corner. I figured I'd make him my 5th running back and be done. I didn't see another running back that had correlation. I figured he was the best, like, upside play. Will I get Rodgers back is my question. Oh, it's going to be right before it, ain't it? Do I just take Rodgers here and then take a running back with my last pick is a question. Do I care how much this other running back pick is? I think it's more important that I lock this up because of how I started at running back. I'm kind of playing here running back with Gibbs and Bucky anyhow. I'll just tack on a running back at the end. Reached around a little bit on ADP, but I mean, down here, they're all dollar picks anyway. Who cares? It's just the order of what, people are taking them. But it does give me a double stack and a week 17 bring back with both Dylan Sampson and Jerry Jeudy if Aaron Rodgers goes to the Steelers. Also Harold Fannin. Last pick would be a running back. Right, that's kind of what I figured. I mean, he might even make it back. I kind of doubt it. But it's like I also have Ollie Gordon for a bit. Well, yeah, Ollie Gordon's a good bring back there. Taj Brooks, like that. It's really roll the dice down here. And actually, these ones probably correlate better. Samaje Perine. Hell, you can make a Sean. Oh, no, he already got Bucky, so I wouldn't want to do that. Shit, Devin Neal might make it back. I almost like Taj Brooks there better, just for the Miami bring back in 16. Anything else worth scrolling for here? Alexander Madison. Is Devin Neal really coming all the way back? It's kind of a funny thing that happens just because of ADP, right? Now my question is, should I take somebody else? Where's getting Ray? I mean, probably. Did you take him there? I wasn't even looking. Oh, you're up here. Like I take Tutu Atwell when I have Atlanta, but I feel like maybe Ray's a little bit less of a bet. But I mean, think about what if Mooney gets hurt? Isn't Ray like a great pick there? That's what I think. Is Devin Neal really just coming back here? Okay. I guess that was the way to do it. Sure. Just because we don't know what's going to happen in New Orleans. But final team there, 3-5-7-3. Probably was all I needed to hear. Like I was kind of questioning myself, but I feel like in that game, if that's the game, when you already made that bet, any piece of it's a good piece. It's the right or the wrong piece down there. I don't know what's a better bet to make. 3-5-7-3 Drake. Man, I can't believe I actually bailed out at quarterback there and kind of ended up okay from where I was. I guess that helps that the room's actually, doing right things. Not the best wide receiver room, but with T. Higgins, Metcalf, Waddle, Judy, I kind of got into some of the later guys right here because I didn't start so early. So I only got to 7. But my 7th is Quentin Johnston, and 5 and 6 are Kyle Williams and Stephon Diggs, both stacked with Drake May. Tua stacked with Waddle, got Waddle. I reached up on him, but that's for a bring back in the Bucky game. Also got Janu, roughly at ADP. Fryermuth after ADP, fanning for a bring back in the game, reached up and took him, but it's down there where I just don't want somebody else taking him. I wanted a third tight end. I mean, down there, I was going to take Mason Taylor, went the pick before me. Yeah, the way I did it was I had to move it to that side of the board because if not, I think it could just happen because I was on the left. If I don't do it where I did it, right here, it can happen over here where someone takes them, or right here where they'll take Kyle Williams. I've seen it happen too many times because they normally end up back over here, but they'll pull them up here just to put them over there, especially in these low time box, 20 contests. Let's go over Hartman's team real quick, see what he ended up doing here. Justin Herbert stacked with Amari and Hampton and Ladd McConkey. Got the Ray McLeod, Jalen Noel bring back for the Chargers game. Ray McLeod bring back in the Rams game where you have Stafford stacked with Puka and Devontae Adams. It's a nice team. Ladd McConkey stacked with Herbert and Amari and Hampton. Pickens bring back. You can see this is where the overlay is real nice. You can see what weeks your bring backs are in and against what team. Dalton Schultz on your bring back week 17. Nice team all in all. For two quarterbacks, that's pretty solid. What are your running backs? Yeah, I like your running backs there too. 4 rookies, like you said, what can go wrong? But Connor, roughly at ADP. Oh, I like the fall on Henderson. Like you said, you got to take that. That's a round past ADP. Same with Caleb. Because I wasn't taking running backs in that range. I spent my capital up top. I was debating if I should even take my 5th running back or just stop at 4, Dylan Sampson. Because I take 2 so early. But I mean, that's the last pick, I guess. So whatever. Pretty similar teams. Where was your capital at? So you're 114 and 151. So I didn't even take a quarterback till after you, but then I took Tua and then Rodgers and damn near the last round. So yeah, good teams all the way around. Let's look at Pepper Tony's. I haven't seen him make his way into the chat yet. I don't know if he knows my channel exists or not. He's got Justin Fields. He got Kyler Murray stacked with. Didn't get Kyler Murray stacked. I thought he stacked him up with someone. Trevor Lawrence with Travis Hunter. Naked Justin Fields. Bring back with Olave in week 16. Probably just with scooping value. Yep, Kyler at 106. Justin Fields at 111. Yeah, these are all just ADP values for the most part. A lot of times this is how I draft too. Reached on Travis Hunter, probably just to put him there. Olave up for the week 16. Solid teams. I like that we got rooms now that are good. People other than, in these, I get that there'll be some random ones, but now when I do like BBMs and stuff where if I get enough people watching, yeah, I figure that's the way to play the double anchor because you're making the bet that these guys are good, So it's like, okay, Ramondre, I just got him in there because he's stacked, and then 2 late guys that are like, maybe they're good, but even if they're not, these guys are supposed to hit. So you're just hoping for your random spike weeks, maybe on a bye or something. I like that they were a little bit spaced out. I hated that he had the same bye, but I was playing the correlation game a little bit more at that point. So we'll see how it pans out. Drafts completed. That was a Schnauzer. This one is 0526. I always name it the date and the time it ended. So I know when I go back which one's advanced, I can see when they were happening. Got a couple of slows going. Puppy slow here. Let's see where we're at. 4, 5 pick. CD Lamb sure seems good. We'll take that. Let's go to the other one. Little Schnauzer slow. 5 pick in both of them, huh? So I do 2 random slows. Yeah, I was gonna, but today I really didn't even have time because I was watching, I think it was Fantasy Dog Pound, and he said it was 99.6 or something. I was like, I'm not even gonna post on Twitter. There's gonna be so many people on there. I'll just let the rooms do what they do. But yeah, now that my Twitter's working, I will definitely do that too. I might plan one later tonight and actually like post it and leave it up there for a couple hours. That way people know. But yeah, that's definitely what I'm thinking is I want to get the rooms where everybody knows what we're doing. And that way we're all doing, what we feel like are the correct things. What we here, 5 pick again. Am I taking another share of CD Lamb or should I change it up? Take Gibbs in one, CD in one. Yeah, let's just double up CD Lamb. I like that game anyhow. Good enough there. We're all 3 picks away. We'll come back to this later on. Has Underdog launched anything else yet? Not yet. We'll check back in later on. Right. I mean, I feel like in that 5-6 spot, you take one or the other, I have a hard time taking a running back because then all those running backs come back to you and you end up going double RB and you don't feel as good about it. Do me a favor, anyone that's still watching, like the overlay says right here, like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to join these drafts with me, turn on that notification bell. You can join these drafts with me and Hartman, who's in here sometimes. You'll see the other guys, the other fellow degenerates that are always ripping these best ball drafts with us in here at about any hour doing drafts with us. You can jump in too. Turn on that bell. You'll be able to join the action. Thanks for coming out, everyone. This has been Best Ball on Call. I'm your host, Anthony. Everyone have a good Memorial Day, rest of your weekend. Have a good Monday. Enjoy your day off if you're not working. Have a good one, everyone. See ya.